Welcome, future medical professionals. Today, we are diving into a crucial topic in human physiology: coagulation, or blood clotting. Imagine a world where a small cut could lead to endless bleeding. Thankfully, our bodies have an amazing defense mechanism. In this session, we'll explore how your body stops bleeding, starting from the basics and moving to the intricate molecular dance of clotting factors. Get ready for an exciting journey through easy, medium, hard, and hardest levels of understanding this vital process. Let's start with the basics. How does your body quickly patch itself up after an injury? Coagulation is essentially your body's emergency repair system for blood vessels. When you get a cut, blood transforms from a liquid to a gel-like clot, preventing significant blood loss. Think of it as forming a natural plug. This process is absolutely vital for survival, as it seals off damaged vessels and helps kickstart the healing process. Without effective coagulation, even minor injuries could become life-threatening. It's a testament to the incredible design of the human body. The key players in this intricate process are tiny cell fragments called platelets, which are like the first responders, rushing to the injury site to form a temporary plug. Then, a powerful protein called fibrin steps in. Fibrin forms a dense, sticky net that traps blood cells and platelets, transforming that temporary plug into a strong, stable clot. This stable clot acts like a natural bandage, pulling the wound edges together and providing a scaffold for new tissue growth. It's a perfectly coordinated effort. Now, let's test your understanding of these fundamental concepts. Take a moment to answer these 3 questions based on what we've just discussed. Think about the main purpose of clotting, the role of platelets, and the crucial protein that forms the final mesh. Good luck! Ready to delve a bit deeper? Let's uncover the fascinating steps behind this domino effect of clotting. Coagulation isn't just one simple step. It's a complex, sequential series of reactions known as the clotting cascade. Imagine a set of dominoes, where one falling domino triggers the next. In our bodies, one clotting factor activates another, amplifying the response until a strong, stable clot is formed. This cascade ensures that clotting happens rapidly and efficiently, precisely when and where it's needed, preventing both excessive bleeding and inappropriate clot formation. Platelets are more than just simple plugs. When a blood vessel is damaged, exposing collagen fibers, platelets are immediately attracted. They adhere to these fibers, change shape, and release powerful signaling molecules like ADP and thromboxane 2. These signals act as chemical flares, recruiting even more platelets to the site. This rapid aggregation forms a primary hemostatic plug, a crucial initial barrier against blood loss, setting the stage for the full clot. At the heart of the cascade are specific proteins called clotting factors, mostly produced in your liver. Fibrinogen, or factor I, is a soluble protein that transforms into insoluble fibrin threads, forming the clot's backbone. Prothrombin, or factor II, is converted into thrombin, the master enzyme that catalyzes fibrinogen's conversion. And factor 13, the fibrin stabilizing factor, crosslinks these fibrin threads, making the clot incredibly strong and durable. Don't forget calcium ions and vitamin K. Calcium is essential for almost every step, and vitamin K is vital for synthesizing several key factors. It's time to solidify your understanding of the clotting cascade and its key players. Here are 5 questions to challenge your knowledge on the sequential nature of clotting, the roles of platelets, and the essential cofactors like calcium and vitamin K. Pause the video and give them a try. Now, let's unlock the intricate pathways and regulatory mechanisms that govern this vital process. The clotting cascade branches into 2 main pathways, intrinsic and extrinsic. The intrinsic pathway is activated by internal damage, like when blood contacts exposed collagen within a damaged vessel. It involves factors 12, 11, 9, and 8, forming a complex that ultimately activates factor X. The extrinsic pathway, on the other hand, is triggered by external tissue trauma, which releases tissue factor, or factor 3. This tissue factor directly activates factor 7, which then forms a complex to activate factor X. The extrinsic pathway is generally the faster initial response. Both the intrinsic and extrinsic pathways converge into a single, common pathway at the activation of factor X. Activated factor X, along with factor Wa and calcium, forms the prothrombin activator complex. This powerful complex then converts prothrombin into thrombin, the central enzyme. Thrombin, in turn, converts soluble fibrinogen into unstable fibrin monomers. Finally, thrombin also activates factor 13, which crosslinks these fibrin monomers, creating a strong, stable, and insoluble fibrin mesh, the definitive blood clot. Maintaining the delicate balance of coagulation is critical to prevent both excessive bleeding and unwanted clotting. Our body employs sophisticated regulatory mechanisms. Natural anticoagulants like antithrombin 3, protein C, and protein S actively inhibit clotting factors, preventing runaway clot formation. Heparin, a natural substance, significantly enhances antithrombin 3's activity. Moreover, once the vessel is repaired, a process called fibrinolysis kicks in, breaking down the clot using the enzyme plasmin, ensuring normal blood flow is restored. You've just navigated the complex intrinsic, extrinsic, and common pathways and explored the vital regulatory mechanisms. Test your mastery with these 7 challenging questions. Consider how each pathway is initiated, the key enzymes involved, and how the body prevents excessive clotting. Take your time to analyze each option. Ready for the ultimate challenge? Let's explore the deepest insights into coagulation, its disorders, and cutting-edge applications. Beyond the basic nomenclature, each coagulation factor plays a specific, critical role. For instance, factor 8 and 9 are crucial for the intrinsic pathway, and their deficiencies lead to hemophilia A and B, respectively. Factor 13 is the ultimate clot stabilizer. Calcium, factor 4, is indispensable as a cofactor for almost all steps. Understanding these individual functions, along with the role of vitamin K in synthesizing factors 2, 7, 9, and X, is key to comprehending the entire hemostatic system and its potential vulnerabilities. Once a clot has served its purpose, it needs to be removed. This is where fibrinolysis comes in. The inactive protein plasminogen, trapped within the clot, is converted into active plasmin by tissue plasminogen activator, or TPA, released from endothelial cells. Plasmin then acts as a molecular scissor, breaking down the fibrin mesh into fibrin degradation products. This controlled dissolution ensures that blood flow is restored and prevents the clot from causing long-term blockages, maintaining the delicate balance between clotting and bleeding. When coagulation goes awry, it leads to serious disorders. Hemorrhagic disorders like hemophilia A, factor 8 deficiency, and hemophilia B, factor 9 deficiency, cause excessive bleeding, while von Willebrand disease affects platelet adhesion and factor 8 stability. Conversely, thrombotic disorders, like deep vein thrombosis or pulmonary embolism, involve excessive clotting, often due to genetic predispositions like factor V-laden mutation. Disseminated intravascular coagulation, or DIC, is a life-threatening condition where widespread clotting consumes factors, leading paradoxically to both thrombosis and hemorrhage. Modern medicine leverages our understanding of coagulation to treat these disorders. Anticoagulants like heparin, administered intravenously, rapidly enhance antithrombin 3, while oral warfarin, a vitamin K antagonist, slows down factor synthesis. Newer direct oral anticoagulants, or DOACs, directly target specific factors like thrombin or factor XA. Diagnostic tests like PT-INR for extrinsic pathway and APTT for intrinsic pathway help monitor these therapies and diagnose various conditions, providing critical insights for effective patient management and treatment. You've journeyed through the most complex aspects of coagulation. Now, face the ultimate test with these 5 in-depth questions. Think critically about factor deficiencies, the mechanisms of clot dissolution, and how diagnostic tests reveal specific pathway issues. These questions are designed to challenge your understanding at a competitive level. Good luck! Keep pushing your limits. Here are the final 5 questions to complete your mastery of coagulation. Consider the actions of various anticoagulant drugs, the significance of D-dimer, and the intricate balance between clotting and bleeding disorders. Analyze each scenario and apply your comprehensive knowledge. You're almost there. And that concludes our in-depth exploration of coagulation. From basic clot formation to complex pathways, disorders, and treatments, you've gained a comprehensive understanding of this vital biological process. We hope this session has been illuminating and has prepared you well for your NEET exams. For more such engaging and detailed content, make sure to visit synapse.omaps.in. Don't forget to subscribe to our channel for regular updates and more insightful lessons. Keep learning, keep growing, and excel in your studies.